Hey, how are you doing? How are you doing? How's isolation going? Today we're going to do some experiments that are, hey, let's make a mess of the house, but then you have to clean it up. Today we're going to talk about chromatography. I'll just get out my big, because this is a well-run TV show we've got here. Bring in the graphics. Chromatography. Yeah, my finger's over top of it. Yeah. What chromatography is how we separate things. In this case, we're going to use water as a solvent that is going to separate the colors that actually make up something. So what you're going to need today is coffee filter. Now, it can be this type, it can be the flat one. Some type of a coffee filter is what you're going to need. You're going to need water soluble, and this one says washable, so that's a really good hint. And a bunch of different ones, different company makes them. So if you've got 4 or 5 different black ones, black is the best. Get them, but not right now, because you have to learn it. Do not get one that says permanent. Permanent doesn't work. Permanent, you have to use something else like alcohol to come through to separate, because black is not a color. There's a whole bunch of different colors that make it up. So we're going to separate them out to find out what colors make up black. And every company is different. So that way, if there was a note written in your house with a black felt pen, and everybody had their own black felt pens, we could figure out who wrote the note by looking at the chromatography that we're going to have. So, you're going to need some tape. And so what you first of all do is you get your filter. Now, if there's only one filter left in the house, I probably wouldn't be using it, because that'll just probably make people snap even more. So what you're going to do, I'm going to cut along the edge like this. I'm going to do that a couple of times. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some long little, and I should be able to separate these, long little bits like this. Now, on these, I'm going to take my good old pen that I have, and I'm going to put a dot, but I'm not going to put the dot at the bottom, because I want to have that part in the water. I'm going to put the dot up here. So I'm going to put a dot down, and my felt pens are from my daughter when she was in grade 4. So that was like 150 years ago. So I don't have the greatest ones. So we have a dot about like that. You then get a pencil crayon or a pencil, and you're going to tape it to that. Now, how far you're going to tape it depends on what you've got for your water. In this case, I have this. Clear is better, because then I can see through it to see what's happening. So I'm going to tape it and make sure it doesn't go in, so this part's in the water. The water level has to be right here. Pretty well, this is where you want the water level. Boom. And what it's going to do is going to draw the water up, and then it's going to separate it. So you can sit there. Now you got some done right now. And you're going to sit it in the water. And try not to get it to touch the end. This one's attracting. That's a different science lesson. So it's in there. The water is coming up, and it's going to separate those. Now this can work with various colors maybe you want to see, but black is the one that's really the shocking one to do. Do a bunch of different ones. Make sure you label which one it is, because then you can try to figure out whose pen is the one that did something. And now you can do something even different. Smarties and M&Ms and all sorts of like the little eggs, that's a dye around there. So you could actually do the same thing and figure out which candy was the one that was done in the crime scene. Yeah, there's probably crime scenes with candy, especially around this time of year. So you could actually just get this wet, put some water in it. Yep. Get that wet, put it on, and try to leave the mark. Try your stuff. Now this is already starting to come up and move. Now take a look. It's separating. It's separating into different colors. when you're finished, you're going to have something that looks like this. Now, each pen is different. Some are going to be brighter, some are going to have more different colors in it. As you see, I have some pens that, these are really old, so there's not much left in them. Another thing you can do is if you have a triangular one like this, you could take your pen, and I guess this would be an art project, and make a big, thick line there. Stick this part in the water, and it will draw all that up and separate into a nice little colors, and then you can open it up, and there you have something like that. So try to figure out the Smarties. Like in this case, I'd have to let this dry. I guess we could put it in our mouths, but that wouldn't be very good in today's society. Try to put that. So there's a bunch of stuff. So get a whole bunch of different washable, non-water soluble, water soluble, not permanent. Set that up, and then you got a whole bunch of stuff. That's going to keep you busy. That's going to keep you busy. And then maybe you go, whoa, what is this other felt pen going to work like? Maybe you find one of those smelly ones. Those are the ones kids are just all day. Yeah. Back in my day, we would get our assignments and we'd sniff them because it was a cassette. Never mind, but that's just for your grandparents that are watching. So that's what I want you to do. Looks like fun? It is fun. It is fun. Science is fun. So do that. In amongst doing all the other homework that you've got, I'm going to try to figure out something for tomorrow. It's a minus 27 wind chill here in Camrose, so I can't do all my chemical reactions I want to do. I want to do them outside. So I'm holding off, so maybe tomorrow I'll have to read. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.